Thanks for clicking on my video. Welcome to my channel, Lovely Moments Creating. If this is your first time here, consider joining the family by hitting that subscribe button and remembering that notification bell so you will be reminded when I upload a video. My name is Jenny, and on this channel I create budget-friendly home decor that's easy to do. So if you want to see some of my creations, keep watching. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you 10 Dollar Tree DIY signs using Dollar Tree wall decals. The first decal is this one that says wash your hands and say your prayers because Jesus and germs are everywhere. And I have 2 of these Dollar Tree signs. Now these signs are always in a Dollar Tree, and they do have glitter on them, but I am using my Swan White chalk paint from Walmart, and it's thick like that plaster color. And so I'm going to do 2 coats of this on each sign, letting it dry in between, and it did cover everything nice. I had a lot of the wall decals from the Dollar Tree, and I did have a nice amount of different kind of signs in my stash as well. So I thought, why not make some signs? And so I'm bringing you 10 signs today, and I absolutely love all of them. So after I get both of them painted, I am going to take some antique wax, and I'm just going to go over the top part, the little wood piece at the top of both of these, and I'm just going to add some of the paint, as you can see, and then I'll just take a little wet wipe from the Dollar Tree and stretch out the paint. I am going to go over this again because I do want it darker than this. I've made some bathroom signs using these same decals before on my channel, and I will link that video in the description box below because I love how those signs came out as well. So now that I have both of them painted, I'm just going to pull off the first decal piece. But what I'm going to do first is go in and add Mod Podge over the signs. This helps my decals stick to the sign, and then I'll go over it afterwards, and it'll help it blend in pretty good. So once I add the Mod Podge, I'm going to take the first decal that says wash your hands and say your prayers, and I'm just going to place that on top, smooth it out, and that helps it stick. And then I'm going to go over it again with some more Mod Podge to blend it in really good. Now I'm just going to take the other sticker decal and add that to the other sign, but I'm going in with some Mod Podge first to spread it over the sign. So then it's another decal and a smaller decal that I'm going to add to this sign, and this one says because Jesus, and the smaller one says and germs are everywhere, and I'm just going to place that right below the other one, smooth everything out, and then I'll go over the decal using some more Mod Podge. Once everything dries, these are so cute, and you can leave them as is. But since this one has the little floral design on there, I'm going to take some greenery and just add it to the top of the one that said wash your hands and say your prayers. And I'm just pulling some greenery off a pick that I have from Walmart, and I'm just going to hot glue it to the top of the sign. After I get that tacked down, I am going to take a piece of jute cord and just tie a little basic bow, and I'm going to hot glue that right on top of the little stem on the end of the greenery piece. And once that is complete, this DIY will be done. I think these are really cute. They look great in the bathroom, and I hope you did get some inspiration from these first 2 signs. Now for my third Dollar Tree sign, I have the decal that say be patient, be gentle, be humble, and be loving. And I have these two Easter signs from the Dollar Tree. What I'm going to do is glue these two signs together. Now I do this when the sign is kind of warped or if it's really thin. It just gives me a thicker base. And I am using hot glue mixed with my Gorilla Glue. And I'm just going to place it right on top, making sure that I have the hole lined up so that I can add my hanger back to it. I'm just pressing everything down, and then once I get that complete, I'm going to go in with some I'm using some white chalk paint for this decor. Also, I like gluing them together because not only do it become sturdy, but then you have two finished sides. So I'm going to give this 2 coats of this white paint, letting it dry in between each coat. So after I finish getting this painted, I am going to go over it once it dries with some Mod Podge so that I can add my wall decal on here. And I do really like this sign. I love that it says be gentle, because be gentle is one of the things that we miss. We have to be careful with each other. We never know what one another is going through, so we have to take the time not only to be patient but be gentle. So now I'm taking the first set off the decal, which says be patient, and then I'm going to take the second one, and this one says be gentle. And so I'm just going to place that right below the be patient, and I like that it have the little floral designs on there as well. So this one says be gentle, and under there says be humble, and then the last one says be loving. Oh, I think this may be my favorite sign. So I'm just going to get everything placed down and smooth out so that I can go over it with some Mod Podge and everything look nice. So once I get everything smooth out and I go over it, I'm going to add some jute cord to the bottom of this sign. Now I'm just adding the verse right at the bottom, smoothing everything out, going over it with some Mod Podge, and then I'm going to wait and let that dry before I add the jute cord. And I'm just going to add some hot glue to the back, tack the jute cord down, and then I'm just wrapping it around the bottom a few times, and then I'm just going to tack it back down in the back and cut off the excess. Now I'm just going to string a piece of jute cord through the hole where the hanger is at and tie 2 knots, and then cut off the excess, and that will be it. I absolutely love this sign. This one may be my favorite. Be patient, be gentle, be humble, and be loving. And for the next DIY sign, I'm going to use this decal that said "This is us," and I'm going to use 2 of the same signs from the previous DIY, gluing them together. So now that I have them glued together, I'm going in with the ballerina slipper pink color chalk paint, and I'm going to give this 2 coats, letting it dry in between each coat. This sign I will be styling in my bedroom, and that's why I chose this color choice. So after I get that painted, what I'm going to do is go over the sign with some Mod Podge first. I almost forgot, so that my stickers will apply nicely. And then I am going to have to cut them up. The bottom part that say our home, our story, our home, our love, I'm going to have to cut that in pieces. So I'm just going to start applying my decals to the sign, adding the "this" at the top, and then I'm just going to continue adding the other stickers right below. I really do like how all of the signs actually came out. I have a few favorites, but I think they all came out so cute, and I really do hope that you all got some inspiration from these signs. If you have any of these decals or if you've seen any in the Dollar Tree. So as you can see now, I'm cutting them out so that I can add them one under the other. Now these do have these little hearts attached to it, and I am going to cut one of those hearts out and add it right under the this, right next to the is. And so you'll see me do that shortly after I add these last three wordings. And then I'm going to cut the little heart and add it right next to the is. Now what I'm going to do is go over it with some Mod Podge like I did the previous ones. And then I have that string of beads from the Dollar Tree. But what I'm going to do is pull some of those beads off. I don't need it to be so long, so I'm keeping it on the original string that they come on. I'm just pulling off some of the beads. And then what I'm going to do is just string that piece of cord through the hole, and then I'm going to tie it in a knot with the other piece on the other end, just tying a couple of secure knots, and then I'm going to cut off the excess cord. I think this came out so cute. I absolutely love this sign, and it's going to look really great styled in my bedroom with some other decor. I love how this turned out. Now to pair with that sign, I'm going to be using these little leaves, these little gold leaf decals, and I'm going to use this heart sign for your Wi-Fi password. But what I'm going to do is cut off the string, and I'm going to pull up the little chalkboard attachment that's at the bottom of the heart. Once I get that pulled up, what I'm going to do is also remove that sticker that's on the back, and I am going to give this 2 coats of that same color pink chalk paint. Now, because when I poured off the attachment, it did pull up some of the paper, so I can have a finished look on both sides, I ended up painting both sides of this heart just so it could have a nice finish. Now what I'm going to do is take some Mod Podge and go over this heart so that I can add my decals. When using these gold leaf decals, they are so flimsy and sticky, so I was fumbling with them so much, but I finally was able to get them down, and I'm just going to place that one right there, and then I'm going to take the other one. There are 3, and I'm going to place it on the other side. So I didn't need to fill in those holes because, as you can see, I'm placing the leaves where they will cover the holes, and then it's hanging over a little bit, but I'm going to take my scissors and just cut down that stem. Now that third one, I'm only going to apply that halfway, and I'll just cut off the excess, and you will see me do that in a minute. I really like this because I do have a hint of gold styled in my bedroom with a soft pink color, so all of this is going to blend in very well. I thought this was so cute. So as you can see, I'm just finding placement for that decal, and then I'm just going to go in and trim off any of it that's hanging. Once I get that complete, I'm going to take some Mod Podge and go over this so that I can secure the stickers. I'm so sorry that I always have to apologize if you hear any background noise, but the boys are loud again today. And this is it for this DIY. It is so cute. I absolutely love this gold up against this soft pink color. The next decal I'm going to be using is this Faith. It does not make things easy, it makes them possible. And I have this standing sign here from the Dollar Tree. What I'm going to do is just use some of my sage color chalk paint, and I'm just going to paint right over this design on this sign. So after I get that painted, off of that decal, I'm only going to cut out the word Faith. That's the only portion of this decal that I'm going to be using. So I just cut it down, and then I'm going to go over the sign first with some of the Mod Podge, and then I am going to apply the word Faith. And so after I get the Mod Podge blended, then I'll just go and apply the word, and then just smooth everything out. I really do like how this sign came out as well. I think it is so cute, and it could be because I am loving the color greens right now. So all I'm doing is going over everything again with some Mod Podge. Once I get that complete, you can leave this sign just like this, but I want to add these floral picks that I got from Walmart for 97 cents. I'm just going to cut the stems down, and I am going to hot glue these floral pieces down to the base of this sign. I just thought it looked so cute like that. So I'm just going to use my hot glue and tack the pieces down separate. So I'm just figuring out how I want everything placed, just trying to balance out the different styles in those two picks. So I'm just going to add some extra hot glue, and that will be it for this. I think this Faith sign came out so cute. This one may be part of my favorites. For my next DIY sign, I have two of these Christmas signs, and the decal I'm going to be using is "With God, all things are possible." So I did have these signs in my stash from last year Christmas season. I just poured off the little gnomes, and I'm going to cut off the jute cords, and I am going to glue these signs together to get a more sturdier sign. And these do have a lot of glitter on them, but you would not have to be bothered with any of that once they're glued together. I know now with the Dollar Tree being $1.25, it's a little extra to glue two signs together, but a lot of these signs I had in my stash. I have so many when they were $1. So I'm just making sure that everything line up. I'm not worried about the holes because those will be covered. So once I get everything smoothed out, I do have this wild mushroom color chalk paint that I am going to go over this sign with first. I am going to add some of the white chalk paint over this once I get this complete. I still like to keep things budget friendly, but I want to still have them look nice. So here and there, if I use two signs to make it more sturdier, I still try to keep it budget friendly. So once that is complete, I am going to just brush over that with the white chalk paint. I did this because I want to see that hint of color in the background. I wanted a really distressed look for this sign, so I thought that wild mushroom color would be a nice hint. So once I get that complete, What I'm going to do is add the Mod Podge so that I can add my decals. And for this decal, I am going to have to cut it in half. So I'm just pulling one half of it up, and then I'm just going to take my scissors and cut it. Once I get that done, I'm just going to place that half of the portion at the top of the sign and smooth everything out. Then I'm going to take the other half and apply that at the bottom, and as you can see, the H is overlapping on the G, but it actually looks really great. So I'm just going to smooth all of that out, and then I'm going to go over it using some more of the Mod Podge. And once this dries, I am going to pull some pieces of greenery off of that Walmart pick that I have, and I am just going to place the greenery along the side. I thought the placement of the greenery was really cute for the design of this sign. That is one of the things I like about the Dollar Tree signs. They always put out so many different styles and shapes, and they are just so cute. So I'm just going to add those two pieces on the other side, and this is how I end up covering up the holes. Once I get those two pieces tacked down, I'm going to pull those floral buds off, and I'm just going to add one in the center of each side and then one at the top and the bottom of each side. I really do love the distressed look of this sign. I love the floral and greenery on this sign. I think this came out so cute. So after that is done, this will be it for this sign. I absolutely love it. With God, all things are possible. For the next decal, I'm going to use the one that said, don't worry about anything, instead pray about everything. And I have two of these American signs that I had in my stash. They do have a lot of glitter, but I will be gluing these two signs together to make a more sturdier sign. So both sides will be finished and you won't have to deal with any of the glitter. Once I get that complete and everything smoothed out, the color choice is going to be that wave line green color chalk paint that I get from Walmart. And I'm just going to give this actually one coat of that color because it did pretty good coverage. Once I get that complete, I'm going to repeat the step of covering it over with some Mod Podge. I really like how this green dried and came out. So now, as you can see, I'm adding the Mod Podge. And off of that decal, I'm only going to use the portion of it that says pray, that has the floral attachment to it. And I'm just going to place that right in the center of the sign. Now this actually will be a really cute door hanger, and that's probably where it eventually end up. So it actually do have some other little wordings on it. It has the instead pray about everything. So I'm just going to cut off that piece that's hanging. I'm going to go over it with some Mod Podge and let that dry. So I'm just going to string the jute cord through the holes so that I can hang this sign. I'm going to tie a knot first on each side. I'm just adding hot glue to the end so that it can go through easily. I'm going to tie a knot, and then I'm going to tie the two pieces together, 2 knots, and cut off the excess. And then I'm going to do that to the other side. Once that side is done, this sign is finished, and I think this came out cute as well. I just have it hanging on my blanket ladder for now, but I love this one. So for the next sign, I'm going to be using this unfinished wood sign from the Dollar Tree, and I have this laundry room decal, and I'm just going to be using the top portion and the little arrow. So I'm just cutting off the jute cord, and I'm going to give this one coat of that swan white chalk paint. This sign is really simple. Most of them all were really simple, and this one I'm just going to style above the laundry room. And so after I get that complete, I'm just going to cut the laundry room portion of this decal out, and I'm going to cut out the little arrow, and then I'm going to add the Mod Podge to the sign first before I add my decal. Now I'm just going to peel off the decal and place it right on to the sign, and then that little arrow, I'm going to take that and place that on the side, and that's going to be like it's pointing down at the laundry room, because I am going to place it above the doors. And so once I get that on there and smooth out, I'll go over it again with some Mod Podge. So for the end of the sign that had the hose for the jute cord hanger, I'm just going to attach some hot glue to the back, and then I'm going to wrap it around a few times and then tack it down in the back. You can add some jute cord to the back of this sign so that you can hang it, but I am going to actually use a command strip because this sign is so light, and I'm just going to place it above the doors. I think it's simple, but it's really cute. For the next DIY sign, I have this sign that already has this hanger on it. I like this sign. It said good vibes only, but I am going to change this up. The decal I have says stay positive, work hard, make it happen. But what I'm going to do is use that swan white chalk paint, and I'm going to give this sign 2 coats of that, letting it dry in between. This sign I am making for my boys to style in the room. I think this is cute for them. It's me telling them stay positive and work hard. Those are the 2 portions of that decal that I am going to be using. So once I get that done, I'm going over it with some Mod Podge. That swan white paint really works just like that plaster color. It covers everything nicely. So what I'm going to do is just pull off the portion of the stay positive and the work hard, and I'm just going to add it to the sign. Once I get those added, I am going to go over it again with some Mod Podge, and that will be it for this sign. This is really simple. I think it's cute for the boys' room. It's a positive quote for them to see daily, and I love how this one turned out as well. Thank you all so much for tuning in and watching my video. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I did. If so, please remember to give this video a thumbs up, and if you haven't already done so, subscribe to my channel because I would love to have you here. As always, in the comment section below, let me know which one of these signs were your favorite. Also, let me know if you found any of these decals in your Dollar Tree as well. Until next time, my friends, stay safe so that I can see you in the next video.